positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEPCO. This is On the Block.
Welcome in. A beautiful, beautiful Friday here in the capital city. This is On the Block, brought to you by NEPCO. Check them out at NEPCO Inc., NEBCOINC.com. I'm Austin Norman, trying to steer the ship. To my left, couple Hall of Famers, Eric Strickland and Jay Foreman. Gentlemen, what's good? What's up?
Same old. Another day, another dollar on the block. You know what I mean?
Is the block hot today?
Block is definitely hot. It feels absolutely amazing. I got outside. It felt good. I would say it felt really good to just get outside, walk, ground, just
pound the pavement.
Yeah, man. It was one of those type of days for me, man. Do a little, just get things in order, cook a nice meal, get the day started, handle some business. I did a little breakfast sandwich. I cooked a fried egg with some bacon and bagel.
Nice.
And a little something, just get it started. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be like Jay. I can't, bro like me blow up. He just walk out the house, you know what I'm saying, looking slim and trim. You know what I mean? Oh, I did watch Combine stuff.
What's that?
I got a chance to see Ty run.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the linebackers run.
Jay Higgins graded out very poorly, athletically.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
The production's there. Traits are not there.
That's tough to watch, though, man. That's a good dude. I mean, I enjoyed him when I feel like, for him coming after a really good player in Campbell that's at Detroit, he had a lot of pressure on him, hardly ever played. And then he lit it up his junior year, had a really good year again this year. I was very surprised how poorly he tested. Now,
coming off like a hamstring, something.
yeah,
then trying to work back from.
and so that's where I would probably fault his agent because I'd rather you do the position drills versus run, and you get a couple more weeks at least, obviously,
to get in shape, get yourself right.
Get whatever. So now you already know. I think he measuring. I mean, he has they have this grading system, height, weight, speed, and then they must correlate it to some sort of remember that Nike Spark grade they did for this is kind of like when 7-on-7 and all those things came out. I mean, they said he's one of the worst of all time. So I hate that for him because he's a very productive player. Now, the best thing he can do.
But they said that about Jalen Carter too.
From Eagles?
No, yeah. When he was in Georgia, remember he came in overweight, tested real bad. Now it did affect him in his draft class. The Eagles were like, okay, fall on down here to us.
I think his is also more off the field.
Off the field stuff too,
with the speeding and stuff like that. I think with Jay Higgins, it's he's gonna have one thing he's gonna have to do is beat those times at his pro day. Now, he's not gonna get any taller. He's not going to get any bigger. He doesn't need to get any bigger. I would actually tell him he needs to come in a little bit lighter.
Listed at 6 foot and 225.
Yeah, and then he hits like a Mack truck. He plays big. So for him, what do you run, a 4.83?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he could, and you know what, that the difference between running a 4.65, 4.63 is just his start. But I hate it for him because his pro agility, nothing he did was good. Was his vertical 33.5?
Listed at 33, broad jump 9.2.
Yeah, and that's the broad jump is the worst.
His 3-cone was good, 7 seconds.
Yeah.
But shuttle 4.35, 10-yard split, to your point, 1.64, 20-yard split, 2.8.
Yeah, so he's going slower.
A little slow for a linebacker. I mean, we're seeing some of the interior D linemen getting to 1.67.
Yeah, well, and that's more important for the D line. For him, you would like to see him get faster. If you have a slower start, which you'd like to be building up momentum, so that lets top end speed. Now, I will tell you, the 40 is not a true test of your speed.
Right.
It is actually the test to where the 40 came about because they didn't have any way to measure whether a guy could play special teams. So that's how the 40 became. Now it's obviously morphed into getting guys drafted. The Texas wide receiver, blew it up. Now he'll end up going higher than he probably should have, like your boy John Ross from Washington. That went to Cincinnati. And so, but for Jay Higgins, I mean, I think look, man, you can't go back and his tape right now allows him to tread water. Now his tape is right there. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you right now. I mean, he can play a position of linebacker. Now he has to think, okay, I got to get everything that was below par, broad jump, probably short shuttle was good. The longer shuttle, needs to get better. And then I would say the 40. He does that and he'd be fine. He needs to get his bench up too, because if you're going to be a little bit slower, you got to be strong.
Yeah.
And he's already tiny as it is,
right? As
all the linebackers are. So those guys that are running in the linebacker, they ain't really linebackers. They just like little overblown DBs. And they really ain't that fast.
It's tricky. You're saying Tommy Hill ran pretty well from what you saw?
No, Ty
yesterday.
Yeah. I saw Ty. Yeah. I got to actually see it. Nice. We talked about the actual run of him. I mean, he was one of the best, if not the best,
like of all time.
Yeah.
He's top 23 40s all time for a defensive lineman. So look, I already told you. I already knew Ty was going to test good.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew that. I wasn't even worried about that. I mean, Ty's going to do his thing. He's a good kid. He's going to interview well. He's durable. He made himself some money.
Yeah.
All this whole 2024-25, Ty Robinson came up like the mob.
Do you feel as good about Nebraska basketball against Minnesota tomorrow? Do either of you have any idea how Nebraska's going to come out of the gates, right? Jay, you talked about a Jay Higgins slow start. Stricky, do you trust Nebraska to not have a slow start against the Gophers tomorrow?
I don't, especially with the way that they played against Michigan. And listen, I'm not gonna come against the energy that they had against Michigan. Oh, I thought I heard something.
We're good.
That was wild. I'm not gonna come against the energy that they brought. I thought they brought good energy to the game, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be lying if I said it still was horrible, because it still was a reflection of a lot of the things that we've been saying could be a problem. Because here's what you got going on. The issue becomes if Bryce has an off night. Now we got to see kind of, trickle of it, a piece of it, because of his sickness.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sick, there's just one of those things that you're just not going to have it. You can give what you can give, and you need other guys to step forward.
Juwan's 27 against USC.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need somebody to step forward. So when it didn't happen, you knew that there's the possibility of trouble. Now, they were able to fight back in one of those. It still was ugly. It was still ugly against Michigan. And it's really ugly if Bryce doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's still something to look at. The offense looks very stagnant. It looks like Bryce was getting stuff off, coming off screens, was able to knock down shots. Wasn't that they were clean shots all the time or easy shots. Good portion of those were tough making shots.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good player. That's what you do. So I'm worried at that part of it.
I think for me it is I'd say intensity and energy, because I think that for this team, I think it controls everything. You know what I'm saying? I think because that's going to let you know you're in tune in the game. That means you're engaged in, into the fight. I look at it like when you're at this point, you don't show up to negotiate, you show up for war. And that's the honest to God truth. You're probably better than Minnesota, but it's a notoriously hard place to play. You're playing at a good time on a Saturday, so you don't have the excuse of 11 o'clock tip off or 10 or whatever it is early in the morning, which is a viable reason when you go to Purdue and you play at 11. And I get all that, but right now we're playing Minnesota. What, 1 o'clock tomorrow?
1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. And so who stirs the pot, right? It's Patterson and first of all, it's Garcia and Patterson. And so that means you can't let their second and third and fourth guys be which the third and fourth guy is generally their energy guys. You can't let those guys get off. We got to get off.
Here's your issue too, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your issue. You have a limited amount of games left. Other teams, you have 3. Other teams, there's other teams out there that still have some games, to make up some difference, and others
most
are not.
teams have 4, maybe one team has 5. Nebraska's in the group of 3.
They're in the group of 3, right?
That's fine.
So, but here's your issue. Of the 3 games you have, there's a 3 slot, and there's a slot available for you, because there is a large swath of teams sitting at 6 and 11, and you're right there. That means they're a game behind, because you're 7 and 10. They're 6 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
So you lose this one. Guess what happens? You basically put the pressure on yourself, and you set yourself up to take it out of your own hands and leave it to what other people have got to do.
Yeah. I mean, those are the knowns. That's known. Before we got on that plane today. Know that. We know exactly where we're at. But the only thing that we can worry about is tomorrow. When you start
no. I'm with you.
Right.
No, but I'm saying that's a team that's right behind you that can push you down. Come on back here and get with us.
Right. But I think also you really, really got to hyper focus in on yourself, and your biggest opponent are the 12 guys that get on that plane. Or how many teams Fred's got on the team, the travel roster. That's your biggest opponent, because everything that's stopped Nebraska is controllable. Energy, efficiency, mindset. That ain't got nothing to do with.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with Zach, or I know Zach Edey's not there, but if you're playing against Zach Edey or Garcia tomorrow or Patterson or anything like that, that ain't got nothing to do with them. Because Nebraska's now, it's not perfect, right? It's not that, here's the thing about rosters. Everybody's going to, text in, oh, we need this in the roster. Listen, I remember one time hearing Nick Saban talk about their national championship. He wasn't even happy with his roster. You know what I'm saying? You got to win with what you got here. It ain't changing. So the guy, so when you think about Garcia, right? He's averaging essentially 20. So you got to keep him off the boards, number one. So we can't allow him to go double-double. And you got to keep him at or below 20, period.
Which Nebraska's done a good job at. They've played him 4 times. His career high against Nebraska is 19 points that he did back in the second game of 2023 for them. He went for 19 points and 15 boards before fouling out in that one. Otherwise, he's scored 11 against Nebraska later that year. And then last year, Nebraska did a pretty good job on him. He went out with the little ankle injury in the first half of the first game. Pharrell Payne comes in, dominates the offensive glass with Joshua Ola-Joseph. Yep. But Dawson Garcia hadn't scored, only had 2 rebounds in the first 7 minutes of the game. And then in Lincoln, a game Nebraska won by 18 points. Nebraska made his life tough. 10 points and 8 rebounds is fine, but Nebraska drew 5 fouls on him. Also, drew 5 fouls out of him. He fouled out, 3 turnovers, and in that game, he only shot 2 of 6. Half his points came from the free throw line. They've made his life pretty tough. They've handled it.
That's great. This is this year, though. He's a different animal right now. And last year's defenses and the year before were better holistically as a defense. So this is a game, either Juwan Gary or if Burke has got to step up and not step up and raise your hand here, step all the way up, step out into the front and say, I will win this game by doing this. Now you guys gotta carry the pail up the side of the slippery slope. This is what it's gonna come down to. You got 3 games left. This is not time you can't you can't have revisionist history and think about what you did and what you did now. This dude, I'm telling you right now, I watched that UCLA game. All right. That dude lit them up like a Christmas tree in that second half, and it was unconscious. And he was bleeding. So I let you know the one thing on him is how tough he was. Now he's tougher. All right. So now you got that. So really the focus is on who's going to stick Garcia and how we are going to do this as a team. Right. You got to cut the head off the snake. And then you got to choose between Patterson, Mitchell Jr., or Odekale. Which one are you going to get significantly below their points per game? And you cannot let Parker Fox get off. He's a local kid, probably playing in his 1 or 2 of his last home games.
Well, it's here.
Okay. Oh, no, it's here. Excuse me.
It is here.
Yeah, my bad.
Garcia is the dude with frosted tips, by the way.
Yes. But Parker Fox is the one that gets Garcia going. And the reason
because he does his dirty work for him. He lets Dawson Garcia have it easy.
Yeah, he lets Garcia be out on the wing and kind of in what Garcia does, he stays out on the wing and then every rotation gets closer and closer to the hoop. And then obviously he's a big kid. He's big and physical. But what Fox does, he starts at the top of the key and then he dives in there and gets the offensive rebounds, kicks it to his boy now to layup. See, that's where Garcia's confidence comes from.
Right.
When you go back to UCLA, that's where it came from. He'll run in there and he'll throw his body around, get a 50-50 ball, get a jump ball, and then next thing you know, everybody starts to focus on Fox for he's still a capable player. And here come Garcia, hit you for 12 points in a row against a defensive team, against a defensive-minded group and a defensive-minded coach. They had no answer for him.
He scored 27 points in the second half of their comeback against UCLA. UCLA scored 27 points in the second half.
It was straight.
That's what he can do.
It was straight buckets. And from there on, that's where you've seen him play well. So I think really it's Garcia. Don't let him have a really good game. But then it's Patterson, who has really grown since last year. He's consistent. He's physical. He's kind of like he's a bootleg version, Strick, of you. He's physical. He's big, broad. I played with his dad. I played with and he's big, broad shoulder, so he can get in there and he bump. You know what I mean? And then he can throw. You know what I mean? So he doesn't have the quickness like you do, but what he does is he uses his frame,
all that space and frame.
So he's kind of so that's where I think Hoiberg, and this is where Bryce has got to wear him out on offense, make him come and run it through picks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also, he's a decent 3-point shooter. He's not like a lights out guy. You make him do stuff you don't want to do. But it's a mindset game, man.
That's what it is.
To that last point, Garcia shoots 36% from 3 on the year. Mike Mitchell Jr. shoots 33%. And then Isaac Asuma, who's a very low volume player, shoots 37% from 3. Everyone else is 31% or below from Minnesota's rotation. They don't take a lot of threes and they don't make a lot of threes, which is where if Minnesota shoots to its season percentage of 32%, that can play into Nebraska's hands if they rebound.
Yep.
Well, they've got to definitely rebound, but here's the other part is you've got to, okay, there's a tendency when things are not going right, especially late in the season, you've went through a whole season, a lot of practice, your mind is kind of starting to fray. Yes, you have dreams of and aspirations to go to the next level, but what I'm talking about is absolute focus on who it is that you're not only covering, but who it is you're rotating to. Those are intricate details. You would understand it from football.
Yeah.
There's intricate details that you need to know, because you can't just be going back. Like, there's a difference between flying out to a Reggie Miller than flying out to a Ruben Patterson, right? So you've got to know where they are before you even know the ball is going to them. You've got to know they're in the corner. So if there's a rotation that requires me on a skip pass to go to the corner, my closeout's going to be different than if I'm going to a Reggie Miller or a Ray Allen. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the little details you got to know, because you sometimes give that false hustle and close out real hard and let them go by you. You can't do that with Minnesota. You can't let them attack because they'll get downhill. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. So those guys aren't going to be trying to fire, but they're going to be trying to attack. So you got to close out show. You would much rather a short closeout to a shot, to a late challenge contest than them getting and attacking the rim. Those are the little details they're going to have to keep their minds on through this game, because if not, they're going to be in disarray. They're going to get those rebounds that you're talking about, and they're going to present opportunities with rebounds, kickouts, and then now those shots are going to hurt you.
And I think a part of that too, Strick, is in Nebraska's scheme, it does force a lot of long rotations out of guys, which can be difficult. But even bad shooters like populate Minnesota's roster this year can be good shooters in rhythm. They can knock one or two down. They can get feeling right. Nebraska has to find a way to throw that timing off, right? Be close enough that a non-confident shooter is looking at the closeout instead of at the rim. I don't think Nebraska's done a great job of that this year.
Well, we're saying the same thing, but I'm just saying it with a little bit more detail on it. What I'm saying is, yes, get there, but don't get there with an open stance to just a straight baseline drive. Close, keep them from driving, but still be close enough to challenge. I guess we're saying the same thing. I just think what you're saying is
Nebraska doesn't force indecision, because they're either too far away and they let the shot go up, or they're flying by so a guy knows that it's not a good contest so he can drive.
Yeah.
Right? These bad, like we've seen Bryce Williams take that shot where he'll catch it, almost wait for the defender to catch up, and then go up and hit it a couple times. That's a tough shot to make.
Yeah.
You're okay with Bryce Williams doing that, but Nebraska either doesn't close out or closes out way too short where they're not a threat to contest, so bad shooters aren't worried about the closeout, so they shoot it more confidently.
So,
or
we're saying the same.
Nebraska flies by and like, oh, yeah, there's no way I'm shooting this one. I'm going to drive and make the next pass. Nebraska's not that in-between closeout spot where it forces secondary players to make plays, like where we see Nebraska get in trouble sometimes.
Yeah, one also, I think this Nebraska needs to push the pace a little bit. Especially with I've
been saying that for weeks,
years.
But here's the reason is going into what Strick, you talk about the details in the scouting report. If you've watched Frank Mitchell, and I watched him because I know Josh Dix, who plays for Iowa, but they were playing Iowa 2 or 3 times up and down the court. My man, right here. So with Garcia and Fox, it might not be in the game plan. Now you're trying to get them late in the shot clock, make them shoot a shot that they don't want offensively, and then push the pace defensively, or just get into your offense. And that's where the Gophers break down with those guys, right? With him, I call it the U fast break, where you come and you catch it and you're already catching on the run. You got to get big boy running, because then he'll get in foul trouble. And then if you can do that towards the end of the half, well, now we're getting some free money at the free throw line. So it's got to be it's got to be,
Jay, you're saying it from an observation perspective, which is valid and real.
Yeah.
I'm saying it from because from their offense is not very good.
Oh yeah. Sure.
So we're saying we're saying this.
I'm looking at it from a defensive perspective.
Yeah.
And I'm only going it from like football. Like if like when I play with Ted Washington, he's 6'5", 350 or whatever. He could go sideline to sideline. When we played the Colts, I knew they weren't running it, because you ain't running it with him in there. I don't care who it is. You could have Jeff Saturday, Dwight Stevenson, and all them dudes that you ain't running it up in there from the B gap to B gap. Homeboy shutting the house down, and then you ain't gonna run with Bruce and Phil Hansen. So we knew we're gonna get a lot of outside zones and all that. Then once Ted came off third down, that's when they try to get Edger and them go. So it's football, but I'm applying it to basketball.
One question from the text line. Strick, we'll start with you, Jay. Chime in after that. Old Dad 34 says Nebraska needs to go to the hole and stop shooting threes more, because they're not shooting well from three. Is that right or wrong?
Yeah. Again, for me, shots in rhythm. What I mean by that, inside out, cool. Shots coming off screens for guys like Juwan Gary, even right now, because a lot of the stuff with Essegian's floating. He's floating. And I'm not talking about flotation devices or none of that. I'm talking about he's coming, if his feet are moving, he's floating on his jumper instead of going straight up and down, right? So he needs to get back into rhythm, meaning kick outs, things that are set
forward up
without guys running him off. Because right now that's what they're doing. They're basically running him off, or they're hard closing, and he's shooting into a hard close with no rhythm. That's not good. The shots that Hoiberg took in the last game, those were good inside out, and guess what happened? He made
bang bang.
I'm okay with those all night long. I still think they need to be a little bit more proactive in attacking with big guys on the inside off the pick and roll. I think they need more sets, which would then get them into opportunities to do that. And I think they need to be more on the attack. Get yourself in, as Jay was talking about, pushing tempo, which gets guys like Juwan Gary out on the wing, attacking and doing what he needs to do in without the defense being set. Because I still think they don't finish well. I don't think they finish.
You're right.
So I think they need to be more on attack and do so in the open court. I thought they would have fared better against Michigan if they would have done that. Ran those big boys. And don't let them get set into defense. The times that they did, they got good opportunities, either get to the free throw line, got a shot, and got one off and was okay.
Yeah, and I also think by pushing the pace, you can get some transition threes, Carolina break threes, especially for Essegian, because that gives him space, time to actually probably set his feet more like what he's doing in practice. We saw it last game against Michigan. I think when Sam hit his, I felt like that's kind of what Strick is talking about.
Yeah.
You got some, remember when Nebraska, when they had Derek Walker, I just said a few minutes ago, let's not have a revision history, but let's
revise. Here we go.
Let's revise. But I'm trying to give you a picture is that when they got in trouble, Derek Walker was the point center, point power forward. And then they ran a kind of and I do this is sometimes when I used to coach, I call it Husker. They ran the handoff series, right? But the best thing Nebraska did when they were running it, even those last 4 or 5 games with Bryce and those guys the year before, every time that they were running the handoff series, they were getting a little bit closer to underneath the 3-point line towards the free throw line. What that allowed them to do to either get it up off the glass, and obviously they could do some stuff with Derek Walker, but they started to get some open shots and some easy buckets.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Strick is saying.
Yeah.
One last thing then, Cubs, does Minnesota have a big guy down low that could prevent Nebraska from getting to the basket? Garcia has an okay block rate. Parker Fox actually is the best shot blocker on that team, playing a lot of power forward for them. But I would say more so than Nebraska's issues finishing at the rim against big guys, is Nebraska not being able to beat guys off the dribble. consistently, right? I think Minnesota does have some smaller, quicker guys. I think Odukale is a pretty good defender as well. But again, if Nebraska's moving the ball side to side, not standing in one place, just letting Bryce Williams do everything, I think that Nebraska has more than enough in the toolbox to get to the rim. We'll go to break. When we get back, Hard Knocks will not be in the NFL this year. It'll be in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, following the North Carolina Tar Heels. Why did the NFL say no? Why did the Tar Heels say yes? We'll discuss that when we get back to On the Block.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
We're back on the block. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland with you here, brought to you by Nebco. Fellas, Hard Knocks, series we all love on HBO, could not find a taker in the NFL. Usually, there's at least a team that will be told it's doing the show. But here's a paragraph from a report from On3. Again, though, Hard Knocks can be a distraction for teams to deal with. Teams had not volunteered as much, with there being a selection process to decide which franchises would be candidates for the documentary. That collection of teams, per Ryan Glasspiegel, was apparently even less after last year's edition with the New York Giants, especially considering how some of those clips played in reference to their management. The rest of the NFL said, nope, we saw what happened to Joe Shane. We ain't doing that. So we will not have NFL Hard Knocks this year. Let's just start with that part of it.
Wow.
Dang. Yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, it's man. Yeah,
DJ, what's your thought about Hard Knocks initially first and foremost? What do you think the thought is, the benefit of it is, and all of that? Not just the necessarily that it's going off, but what's your initial take on what you feel the benefit is?
I could tell you I wouldn't have liked it if I was playing.
Right.
Now, I wouldn't have minded it if I was where I was majority of my career, where I knew where I stood. I think it does. I will tell you this. It played a big part in Danny Woodhead playing 10 plus years. And that's the great thing. That's the benefit of it, because he got notoriety. Now he had to find different ways to get there, but I think without Hard Knocks, you might hear about it because we didn't have social media and all that stuff. So that was the first glimpse into social media. I think the benefit of it is it gives you a glimpse into how things work and how hard practices are and stuff like, now they get a lot of days off. And so I think when they were with Houston, they were going off doing stuff with their girlfriends. So we barely even saw the light of day, so I think that's the benefit. I think the negative part is like with Saquon, where it's like you got an iconic player in an iconic franchise, and they just jettisoned him like he was just a washed up piece of meat, and then you just got the
brunt of that.
Hey, the death sentence quote after death sentence quote, and I think a lot of GMs maybe they see like, hey, this is a colleague, and they probably might say they conduct business like that. He's like, oh boy, he's lucky. See, he got a job.
Right.
Both of them. Like, I don't know what, right? I mean, because realistically, a lot of that gets you fired. I mean, this dude he leaves, you go to, the owner says as long as he don't go to the end of division, he goes to the worst place. He goes to the worst place possible. He rushes for 2 Gs. He probably could have been the all-time, single season leader rusher. He chose not to. Mm-hmm. He went off on you every single time, and he led his team, or a big part of his team. Essentially, he's the reason.
Catalyst of them.
He's the catalyst of them going on to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because there was games in the playoffs that Saquon doesn't go buck wild.
Well, what's the difference of Philly from this year and last year? Saquon.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
So,
that's it.
Let me ask you this, Austin, because we talk about Hard Knocks being is a football platform. Is this something that you think fans would want to see in other realms? So let me throw it on basketball. Do you think there should maybe be a basketball version of Hard Knocks? Because I feel personally, and I would love, because as a fan, somebody's on the outside, in the inside, I don't want to give an inside purview because you heard it from Jay, and I'm kind of similar on that. But could you imagine, real quick, this is a squirrel moment. Could you imagine that Golden State was doing Hard Knocks when Jordan Poole and Draymond? That would have brought the ratings. That was just a squirrel moment, stuff like that.
Oscar worthy.
But would you, because I look at the NBA game, they've lost touch, I believe, with the fans. They've lost connection. They've created this kind of barrier. You have like things like, I don't even want to say this guy's name because he's going to think, other players, because I'm not really making it about him, but I'm just making this, there's a lot of players that's done it, that go to get fans kicked out of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I know that fans, you're not there to listen to fans. The fans do talking. Your thing is to be on that court, do like MJ used to do, talk his stuff to him. You got somebody. Don't go. You never seen guys like that. Karl Malone got talked about a whole bunch of times. You just see him dunk on him and do something like that to him and going back down the court, right? Mm-hmm. I don't like that NBA players are telling fans to get kicked out. Now, I understand there could be some stuff that gets thrown out, maybe that goes beyond the line. I can understand the Kyrie situation when they did something. I can understand those situations.
Westbrook in Utah.
Right?
Just
I get that.
The chirping stuff.
But would you guys rather because I think they need to create this bond again because it's going down the tank right now.
But on the flip side, to your point, there's two things I think is significantly different from the NFL and the NBA. It's the flip side. The super fans, like the guy in Toronto, they need to engage them more. You know, the guy that's always at the Clippers game, they got the funny hat. You're the older guy, got the straight white hair. You need to engage them more, right? Both fans, right? In a good way. Then number two, the difference is you got to think about this. The way the NFL operates, whereas like the NFL is like you're protecting the shield, so you are essentially following the company line no matter what. So you just look how the interviews are done. You ask the NFL player, Saquon, he talking about the game, and that's it, right? NBA,
he's only here so we don't get fined.
That part, right? That's what made Hard Knocks so appealing because you never got inside.
Yeah.
Here's the difference. Now I know there's more NFL players that have their podcasts, but it's not quite like the NBA ones, like where NBA players have a lot more free time in between games. So fans are already getting that. They already kind of getting that Hard Knocks. Now they're seeing it more times. They're seeing it. When you think of Draymond, LeBron had his.
I just get confused because football plays once a week, basketball plays 3 or 4 times.
They play 82 times a year.
So they don't have more time between games.
Well, they have more free time. When we go to a game, we land at 4. We play at 12 the next day. We're gone. When you guys go to like Minneapolis and you guys play on a Friday, you guys might come in Tuesday night, right? Wednesday.
Well, we probably have played again. Well, see, you can't speak to me because they don't like back-to-backs, and it's very rare. So I would say this group of NBA guys probably have more time because they'll have a day in between. Where we would get in at 3, 4 in the morning, we had to go the next night. So it wasn't as much time. It's tough for me.
When the Timberwolves played big games, them dudes used to be in. First of all, because I was out, so I know when they was in Texas. They was out when I was out.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, you got way much more free time. The practices aren't.
Yeah, we're hour. Right. We don't have we don't have what do they call? We don't have like defensive, the full defense, and then we don't have all those meetings.
Like you'll just get out. All right, you shoot around.
Yeah,
see
10
at
in the
8
morning.
o'clock at night.
Yeah,
right. So there's a lot more free time for these guys to be out and about. That's all I'm saying. That's where I think the difference is. Now I think where the NFL can grab from the NBA is also because number one, these guys are running around without any helmets on, so everybody gets it's a different. Where the NBA is, whereas you could get into and find a team that's willing to do it. When you think of right off the get-go, you already know that you feel like Jason Tatum is boring. So then you go with Lakers and Dallas. They had the biggest trade in NBA history, and just say how the opposite teams are after the trade. Yeah. I'm assuming LeBron's back.
Yeah,
is Luka in shape? You get in, follow Luka in his transition to LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then so forth and so forth, or so forth and so on in Dallas.
Really, I think what has to happen is that you have to find the balance between compromise, right? Because the fans are going to want more insight. I think to Strick's point, you can build that relationship with fans by giving them, maybe a little bit more than they're used to on the content side. But then you run the risk from the franchise side of, did we accidentally, leave our big board facing? People can see, do we have a moment like the Joe Shane one that we don't have control of, where HBO obviously kept that for a reason? It was really good for him, but obviously the franchise wouldn't want that. I think that sometimes teams, franchises, leagues are a little short-sighted about it, where it's just, oh no, we don't want to give inside. A lot of it's proprietary, and they need to think a little bigger picture of, hey, what kind of goodwill can this foster if we give a look inside? Yeah, you might get some puff pieces, some fluff, but most fans will eat that up.
There's enough stories. There's enough superstars.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you want to get more eyes on the Milwaukee, follow around Giannis for a day. And I know they've done stuff like, in small, but if you could just do like NBA, you know what I mean? Like around preseason and stuff, but they don't, I don't think the NBA training camp is as long either. You got to think it's 6 weeks in the NFL.
Right.
Right. Well, how long is training camp now, Strick?
It's real short now compared to what it was. It was a good week and a half or so before we had 5 days at least of two-a-days, and then we would have another week where we would have cuts.
Yeah.
And then we would have like another week, and then we would get into exhibition. Now they're in exhibition within a week.
Right.
It's real short now.
My last thing for you guys then is Hard Knocks going to North Carolina. It never went to New England. Bill Belichick never had to deal with that when he was with the NFL. What are the positives and negatives for North Carolina? Is this just a good recruiting tool for Belichick? Why do you think Carolina would say yes?
Well, let me speak first. I actually think that's, for Belichick, it'll show a different version of him. It'll get a chance to enlighten them about the beauty of the campus. That's a beautiful campus down there at Chapel Hill. Bring eyes to what they're trying to do down there. He's not very charismatic. So, probably be able to hopefully change the narrative of what people think about him. So it could be good for them as a whole, as a football program.
Yeah, I think Belichick, I don't think he has any choice. It's the day and age of college football. I think for him to get the program where he wants quickly, and he was obviously the biggest probably offseason hire, and out of the box one, it's probably a no-brainer for him because it's free recruiting. So actually he doesn't have to go and recruit. Look at all the stuff we got. You can kind of curtail the stories to make it look great and show the highlights of Bill Belichick and his staff and stuff like that. And like Strick said, show a difference. They say supposedly he's actually a lot different than what you see in what you saw in New England.
Mm-hmm.
They say he does have like a sense of humor. Now I don't think he has a real tight relationship with the guys, but I think I'm sure he's got.
He's more normal than reputations
than the grumpy old man that's up there. I don't think he's like that. I just don't. He coached Lawrence Taylor. You ain't got no choice but to be loose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be good for North Carolina.
It's gonna be great for Duke too. It'll distract North Carolina. So go Devils, baby. That's all I have to say. We'll go to break. Rapid Power 1 and On the Block in just a sec.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. And in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Wrapping up hour one of On the Block. You heard the crew, brought to you by Nebco. Jay, funny you mentioned what you did on your way out the door during break there. Matthew Stafford restructures his deal with the Rams. The Giants had been interested in him, as had the Las Vegas Raiders. But with the news that Matthew Stafford and the Rams have restructured his deal, he's remaining in L.A. Where are the New York Giants pivoting? Where are they turning? Not to the NFL draft.
Yeah. Well,
but right in their city. Supposedly,
supposedly
they are now discussing their interest in Aaron Rodgers.
Man, I think it can happen even if you do draft, I guess in this case, Shador, Cam Ward, or something like that. Or if you trade down in the draft and hope one of them fall, kind of them pimping the draft by this, because Aaron Rodgers has, he could probably, if he really gets focused, he can play. He can play as long as he wants, but you can just tell, obviously, it's dwindling down. I think for Matthew Stafford, man, I think he's had a really good. First of all, I wouldn't his wife was a little. She
does a little too much.
She does a little too much talking, and I'm free speech and all that, but
tighten up your house, Matthew.
Talk about how they hooked up. You essentially mess with the backup quarterback to get his attention. Yeah,
You're letting that get out, Matthew? Come on.
I can tell you what, when I get on the grill, your steak is just it's well done. Stuff is burnt. Here's the charcoal. But there was a report that he had met Tom Brady. This is what the fight was between Ian Rappaport and the guy
Jordan Schultz
up in Montana at Tom Brady's place. That's a pretty good chill time. And then you get flown, which made the Rams find a way to restructure it. Now he's probably he stayed at the place he really wanted to. So it worked out for him. But for the Giants, they're in desperation mode. I don't think they have enough steady footing to draft a rookie quarterback and get another year or two and say that'd be the excuse. So now I think they're shifting towards, we got to find a veteran. Now, whether that's Aaron Rodgers, what they're saying now, which is maybe led by Aaron Rodgers people, because he probably don't want to move anywhere besides New York, or somebody, I could see Russell Wilson going there. I could see, since it's the Giants, maybe Sam Darnold for a year. You know what I'm saying? To get a bridge quarterback. And I think that's going to be the best bet for the Giants. In order for them to stay, they're going to have to be in the playoffs or very dang close. And that means everybody's got to have a good offseason. The defense has good tools. They got to get better. So it's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah. New York is a tough place to dump a rookie.
We've seen it with the MILF hunter.
Mac.
Zach Wilson.
Zach. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Zach.
They call him the MILF hunter.
The MILF hunter.
That's him. Zach. He just, his mom was laying. Hey,
all right, continue, please. The rest of the thought, please.
Bruh.
BYU's finest. I'm sorry, people from
Yeah, man.
BYU.
That's the thing. It's a tough. Listen, I've played there. They're very fickle. The media, it's a lot. It's a lot to take on that as a young fella. And I think you're right. I think it would be smart to do some form of a bridge.
Yeah, and if Aaron Rodgers is okay with it,
yeah,
take him underneath his wing.
Yeah, his wing.
Yeah, because I think Aaron Rodgers has enough savvy to kind of.
And I think he's at that point too.
Yeah,
He's not at the Green Bay.
No,
the bitterness. He's past
I
that.
think he
He
got
knows.
Unfortunately got humbled by the injury, and I think it's actually changed his outlook on it. So I think it could work out well. I will tell you this about the New York fans: they are roguish, man.
Roguish.
I'm telling
They
you,
will turn on you in a heartbeat.
Listen, the way they talked to Eli after that playoff game, I wasn't even a part of it. I was like, dang. I mean, they were like ravaged beasts so where we parked our cars was like, it was caged for obvious reason. And they was like shaking the cage at him, man. And he was a young court. This is before he was Elijah then, and then he turned into Eli the next year. It would have shook me up, man.
Yeah, bro. No, for real. And look, if you're any of those Yankees, listen, Curtis Martin was him for the Jets. But wasn't the same level.
No. Oh,
You
no.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that
if he would have been a Giant, a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And the Giants, listen, is just, let me just say it's different. It's different if you're a Yankee
versus a Met. Yep. And that's the Giants and Jets.
Right?
It's just a different band.
It's just a different thing.
Yes, that's 100%.
And it's the same thing with New Jersey. And when we went somewhere,
Rangers
it's
and
a
Islanders.
different love than when New Jersey, even when New Jersey took off.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a different love.
Yeah.
So, but then there's different responsibilities.
Yeah. I mean, I would tell you,
That come
man,
with that,
the
too.
one thing I wish I could have I wish I could have played in New York and San Francisco 2 years early. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you play good there, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Look at David Tyree.
Oh, yeah. Set it
Right.
off.
Yeah.
Look, your
Right.
boy Cruz, Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
Salsa dancing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way where you can go.
Via Hard Knocks, too.
Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah. Via Hard Knocks, Victor Cruz.
That's right.
Hard Knocks. Remember that? So,
That's
right.
Yeah.
So
Does have benefit to it.
Let's stay on the NFL when we get back. The NFLPA, we're going to get to this, to put out their report cards. Whoever Jay's teams, or my team. Stricky's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Your
He
team, the
claims them.
Cowboys?
Stricky still claims the Cowboys. It's true.
Who's
Yep.
your team?
Stricky's
Strick?
team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Who's your team?
I don't have a team.
Oh,
So it's the Dallas Cowboys. There it is, plain and simple. Give us your NFL team. We'll give you the grade that their players gave them when we get back to On the Block.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be windy. See an afternoon high around 65. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a light breeze, and a low around 28. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds and an afternoon high around 46. And meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger. And future stronger you can get started now by saving $28 or more when you join today. You in? We have all the best in-class equipment you could ever need to keep stepping it up. And free fitness training to help you mix up your routine. Plus, most clubs are open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 28th. See Home Club for details.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 11th annual Street Festival. The party starts on Saturday, March 15th, with tons of giveaways, a kilt contest, great Irish food, and green beer, and continues on Monday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Monday, and the street party starts at 2 p.m. both days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's 8th and P in the Haymarket.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer, Jake Foreman. Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block.
Hour 2 on a Friday. Hope you're on your way home or turning the corner that way to your weekend. Should be a beautiful one. Don't forget Nebraska and Minnesota men's basketball, 1 o'clock tomorrow. We'll have post-game coverage starting right about 3 o'clock. Huskers looking to end a 2-game losing skid.
Jeez.
Same for the Golden Gophers, coming off 2 straight losses of their own. I'm just saying. That's the facts, Jackie. We talk facts.
We speak facts in here on the block. You understand?
That's what we do. The biggest fact.
Except Jay.
Oof.
Mm.
Dang. Shots fired.
Man, that's just,
The floor is yours, Jay, to respond to that before I tell people about Nebco.
man, go ahead with Nebco, man.
Nebco Constructors is hiring for all positions with immediate job openings.
I told you.
Laborers, bridge builders, operators, and drivers.
I told you every now and then I got to walk in here and just hit you with that.
You went out there and got your power pellets now. Yeah, I liked it when you was famished. You was a little bit more subdued. He went out there and got his power pellets, came in here.
Shout out to Good Sense.
Yeah. What you put in that sandwich, man?
Yeah.
We need to change them ingredients.
Join the Nebco crew today. Be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Laborers' wages start at $23 and up based on experience. Visit nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com to learn more. 402-464-5685. If you want to know how your team's players graded your favorite NFL team, let us know. 402-464-5685. Let's start, as advertised, with Eric Strickland's Dallas Cowboys. Pretty good marks across the board, Stricky. A, treatment of families. B+, food and nutritionist. Locker room is an A. Training room and training staff, a little shaky, all the way down to the C. Weight room gets an A-. Strength coaches get a B+. Team travel, B-. How about this? Head coach Mike McCarthy, no longer there, gets an A, and ownership gets a B.
Well,
you rolling?
You talking about the Cowboys?
Talking about the Cowboys. Your Dallas Cowboys.
So I look at it and I get it and I understand it. And I love that this comes out because it really, like, if you really get a chance to assess and look at those teams and you start to understand where they're at, where they've come from, you know, you can look at the players on the field, kind of how their body language, you know, there's some things here that you can assess. I wish we would have had stuff like this for the NBA back in my day because there's some things, some conversations we could have had. But speaking specifically on them, I mean, you know that they're run well. You know that they take care of their players, you know, as far as before, after game. I've been to the games where, you know, you could tell that they're very fan-centric, very family-centric. They do all of those things. It's the backloaded stuff where, you know, sometimes you can see the things that you can't see, like the training room, the training staff. You know, they could be better. You know what I'm saying? The food sometimes, depending on where it is. And so I think they're Dallas Cowboys, for the most part, is a very well-run team. And I think there's frustration with Jerry a little bit, is why there's probably not an A, because he takes care of the players. I mean, he has a history too, where he loves all the players to come back, and Emmett's and, you know, Aikman's, the old guys, you know, Dorsett's, you know, a lot of those guys, there's a friendliness. And I think Jay could speak to, there's probably some teams out there that don't have that same, you know, love for team guys that have moved on.
Like Houston, F's across the board this year.
Damn. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lying.
No. They garbage. No, I'm just playing. They're actually one of the better,
which one are you
run organizations, but there's some bad ones out there.
NFL.com?
I'll send it to you again.
Like Jay, real talk.
I'm looking at it right now. NFL.com.
NFLPA.com/report-card/2020.
Before you move on to that,
Houston,
Jay.
They got A's
no,
and
Jay's
B's.
is no. We were just playing. They're well run.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about, would you have thought Arizona would be as bad as they are across the board?
Yeah.
That's
the way they treat the players, the families.
Yeah.
Locker room,
weight
F-minus.
room. I mean,
Head coach gets an A though.
Yeah.
They got good nutrition and dietitian. That's just
locker
standard.
room F-.
That's standard.
In a new stadium.
You got to look good in Phoenix.
A
you gotta
new
get your arms
stadium.
right. Yeah.
F-?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's probably more practice facility though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest.
I'm not surprised.
The biggest jump came from the Washington Commanders. Josh Harris takes over. Dan Quinn takes over. They get an A+ for head coach and A for ownership. Funny how fast things can change.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think, and it's the little things that, you know, changes that with the players. And plus you bring in the right veterans, Bobby Wagner, Austin Eckler, and all those guys. And then obviously with the quarterback, and they want to do things first class. You got the Magic Man in there, and then you got, great, ownership. And look, he had experience from over with the Capitals too, and he's still an owner over there, so he knows. I'm not surprised by that at all. Now, I think they need to upgrade their locker room because our locker room's an F, and that's probably both at the stadium and the practice facility. But that was always a contingent part based on previous ownership. So it is what it is. But I think when you look at a team historically, and I'm going to give you from experience here, which I think they've gotten better, is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Boy.
Now they even when Chad, now I would say this, when I was getting worked out, I guess, and a coach that, that I kept in contact with because I had a good workout with him and always kind of I liked him. They didn't obviously draft me or whatever. Mark Duffner, who I think retired or maybe even passed away a couple years ago, they were so cheap, they didn't have a scouting department. The coaches had to do that, a lot of the scouting. Mm-hmm. And so when you got your whereabouts for the draft, you would usually have to call the scout that you met. You got to call the coach. Well, that lets you know that how cheap they were. And I remember talking to my agent. Look, so when I went to Buffalo, we had a great weight coach and dietitian, Rusty Jones. He made sure that our calories and all that stuff were right.
Mm-hmm.
Where you remember when Chad Johnson was there, he was eating McDonald's and stuff. So those guys. So here, this is how big the little things are. They didn't have essentially Gatorades and waters there before practice and didn't have any breakfast there. So you had so for me on a regular work week, I'm up at 5:15, 5:30. I'm at the facility at 6:15 in the weight room. Then you got to get in your car and go to McDonald's.
That's wild.
Right. So when you think of Cincinnati right here, F- with treatment of families, that coordinates with treatment of players. And I think they've gotten better. But treatment of families is how easy can they get tickets? What's the lounge like after? How easy it to get from those tickets to the lounge after the game?
Yeah.
How you treat the families and childcare and all that stuff, or just having somebody, if you have an issue with say you have a newborn and you gotta get to a family locker or family bathroom. You know that also, right? And then you got a food and dining area. I see they still ain't improved this. I was in the league decades ago. They still ain't improved it. And then now when you look at it, then you go to their compadres, right? Cleveland Browns, D+ with treatment of families. You know that because that comes from ownership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the right, locker room, F-. Okay, that's also a byproduct of the players. Some of the players you got on the team, training room. You talked about all the injuries they just didn't have. Well, it comes with the training room, and that's also, I will tell you this about the training room. That also sometimes can be indicative of the training staff. The hard thing for a trainer in the NFL and these doctors, they know what's right, but you're getting paid to sometimes not do what's right. That's what that's a byproduct of that.
Or they get you going.
Or they do something like you said, what do you say, a little shaky. And then next thing you know, you fail a physical.
Mm-hmm.
Well, word travels. There you go. Or the dishonesty. You can't expect much honesty because all the doctors do know whether they say it or not. They work for the team.
For the team.
Yeah. But it's
well,
amazing.
I can actually say that there was two different situations. One my experience with Milwaukee, and one because for some reason or another I didn't fully trust them. And there's something, yeah. So when I went and saw the doctor, I literally came to a conclusion. I need a second opinion, and I literally talked to them. I flew down to Dallas to get with the orthopedic doctor that was with the Mavericks when I was there because I trusted him. I knew he wasn't going to go in and try to do a surgery on me if there was one not necessary. He would really tell me the truth, and he did. And then that's where I was able to make a better and informed decision. Sometimes, depending on where you are, but it's hard.
It's hard, and I mean, you're always told to, and that falls on your agent too. Agents should always send you for a second opinion, but also back then, the team has to pay for it now. Back then, if you wanted a second opinion, just imagine if you're on the practice squad or just got there and practice squad equivalent to NBA's 10-day contract, and you got to get a second opinion. You might not be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Because if you got to get your second opinion, get back, and they got to make a choice where they're going to keep you active.
MRIs are $4,000.
Right.
Whew.
Well, you can't fly.
Yeah.
You can't fly commercial.
Yeah.
You got to jump private on an NBA schedule. NFL's a little bit different. So, I mean, look, I'm going to tell you what's really big to players.
I was just going to ask, Cubsker, yes, the Steelers do pretty much grade out a C+. I'm glad you went there, Jay, because at the bottom of this page it does have the weighted scale for how they come up with the grades. The two most heavily weighted aspects of this entire report card are the owner at 15%, the head coach at 10%.
Yeah.
Is that where you were going to go? Is that the most important?
I was going to go to the third one. Team travel.
Team travel?
Because that's indicative of what they really think about you.
And that's weighted the same as strength coaches, weight room, training staff, training room, locker room, and food and cafeteria in the study. But you're saying it should be a little more than 9% weight.
No, I like
It's more
that. And the head coach now is different because it's the line. And you see this in college as well. Strick knows this. Like, when I played, I didn't want to talk to the head coach. Now, I will tell you this. As I got older and more established, my relationship with Dom Capers is a lot different than it was with that thing hitting right there, boy.
Old Cutlass?
Yeah. With the 20-inch rims.
The
Go ahead.
things on it?
Well, then it was, say, with Greg Williams, where I was only with him in 1 year, and I was 3 years with Wade, and I was trying to just get in where I fit in with Wade. So it's a lot different. I think the owner is just more or less a byproduct of the team travel. Probably the
amenities,
the
the
locker
food.
room, the cafeteria. So that's how you get a bad look. But the reason why team travel is the little things, right? And I was reading up on this. It might be does the vets have a place on the plane? Because it's a big old plane, right? Is it a newer plane? Because everybody knows when you guys are billionaires, you get chintzy, right? Don't have us flying and looking on bootleg and you flying private. You know what I mean? Or here, Wi-Fi. That's where they talk about team. What type of hotel you stay in? I'll never forget.
Yeah.
When I was playing with Houston, they were a new team, and when we everything we did was first class, right? And then another friend of mine played. He played with New Orleans. He was texting me one time. He's like, "Man, they got us staying at the Clarion."
Wow!
Right? Fire. I'm like, "Well, we at the Intercontinental." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And in the Intercontinental, where we used to stay there before the games in Houston and on the road. So you'd see, presidents of countries come through there, all types of stuff. The George W. stayed there, sometimes when he comes to the game. So that is the difference. And then also the little interactions that you get with the owner at practice, and ownership group, in which is different. Back then, I think when I played, the owners looked at it like looking down on you. Now, where you got some guys, these players got a lot more say so and power. And I'm gonna tell you what, this report was not coming out when we were playing. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I love my time in San Francisco. And for me, I didn't need much. I will tell you, San Francisco and New York probably had the two worst weight rooms I've ever seen in my life. Everything that you needed, but it was the same. I lifted weights in the same place Lawrence Taylor did. And I lifted weights at the same gym in the same weight room.
They make you learn your history is what you're saying.
Where Jerry Rice was. But the facility, though, was all you need. That's all you need. You had everything. But, okay, for instance, San Francisco, when you played out, you've been out there. When you get a little bit late in the season, in the fall, it's brisk in the morning.
That's a fact.
So you come in there and you get your workout in, and then you have to eat under it'd be a tent, but it'd be heated. But it's a little brisk when you walk out there because they'd make grits. The grits would be steaming. That's different. If we were in Houston, we had a cafeteria. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But now San Francisco upgraded. Obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's very similar. I think I felt that the travel was definitely different. Like when Ross Perot Jr. owned the team, I mean, we flew on a modified MD-80, which was an American,
big boy.
Yeah. It was one of their mainstay crafts, and it was one of those situations where the veterans had their own single seat and the rookies had to pair up. So that was something that was true. But definitely where we stayed, how we ate, what we ate on plane, it was different from him to Mark Cuban.
Was it better?
And
or
you
worse?
knew it was better with Cuban.
Okay.
And you knew it and you felt it, and then your play reflected it.
Yeah.
Like we played so much better. Like Vancouver's was everything. Top to bottom.
And you had to deal with it for that 2-week road trip.
Yeah. Now hotel stays were pretty,
because every team
pretty solid. Pretty solid. Hotel stay, but food at the hotel.
Yeah, teams
it was different.
Yeah.
So then Mark went to a whole nother level where they hired nutritionists, and so you could come and get meals there, and they'd figure out you needed to lose weight. I'm sure Oliver Miller would have benefited quite well if he would have been there in the latter parts of that.
And Antoine Walker would have too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, how much do these categories affect free agency? Like, how much do you as players look at this stuff to decide where you're going to take?
Jay said it. Jay said it earlier. You talk.
The best. I mean, if they paying you a lot of money, it don't matter.
You'll deal with it.
Now, if it comes down to where you can choose, that might be part of the choice. Because I mean, if you got a big family or whatever, then
and they ain't taking care of you,
or somebody that you could have the same agent with somebody and they have a horrible experience. Well, then already right then you just dealing with it. And ownership is huge, based on how the world is now, right? How just everything that goes into ownership is huge, because all these players are they're trying to be better business wise. They're trying to extend their career. So if you have a place where everything's lock and step, kind of like New England, versus like when the Glaziers, I think, kind of really stepped up their game in Tampa, it made a destination. Tampa used to be a hellhole.
Wow.
Now, and I mean, just as far as facilities and everything, it was janky. Now look at all the differences. The Raiders now, since even though I would like to see them stay in Oakland, look at them now. You're talking about ownership, right?
Yeah.
So imagine trying to be a free agent when Josh McDaniels is there. Was it Mike Mayock? Or Mike Mayock was with Gruden and all those guys, versus now Tom Brady probably ain't even in the building 10 times during the year. He can't be. He calling games everywhere. He can't call the Raiders games. So yeah, he might come around in training camp and look around a little bit, but the
annual meetings,
right? But the fact that he's part of the ownership group makes Mark Davis look a little bit more appealing. And then to go with the head coach, obviously Pete Carroll, it changes everything. I mean, I can tell you what, man. Ralph Wilson was always really good to us. Now, granted, we were a good team, and I'll say this about Bob McNair. I know I don't know what happened. I know he got sick. And then the stuff that started. Now, maybe he always thought this, what he was talking about. You can't let the prisoners run the asylum and all that. And then he's like, hey, I guess he was mad because Brock gave him he's like, hey, I gave the players a barbecue. They shouldn't be saying nothing. I mean, he was wilding a little. But I tell you what, man, when I got traded down there, and it was a weird because I progressed well. I just moved. It was, intense. It was first class I got there. Everything that he said that he was going to do. I mean, they did something real simple to me that was big, and I told my agent about it, where I was like, okay, well, I got to move my stuff. He's like, oh, we already got that taken care of.
Wow.
We just got to double check on your address. That was more annoying because I had lost my license. I didn't lose it. I just didn't know where it was, because when you get traded, you ain't got no time. You trying to find a suit, and I had all, and then you trying to find some socks and everything.
That's your thing, Strick, right? You got to get out of the party or whatever, right?
No, you had to leave. Like for me, I actually had a house, so I had to literally call my dad. My dad had to fly out, and because you only get a bag, so you have to literally dump clothes. We had I had to get on a plane, go out, do press that night.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I only had hours.
Wow. This is how crazy it is. We were supposed to have mini camp, and then me and Greg and Tom Donahoe talked. So I'm all taped up for practice.
You talked. Is that what we're calling this now?
It's Friday. They walk me in there. I didn't even shower. So I just cut my tape off. You walking like dead man walking. You dap up with everybody. I go home and it's timed up. By the time I get to where I was staying, now mind you, I got boxes everywhere. Just turn cable on. They like, hey, the car's coming to pick you up in 45 minutes. Wow. This is what you need. You need a suit. So I got on the plane with, back then it was an MP3 player, a backpack, one pair of underwear, one pair of socks, shorts to sleep in a t-shirt, and a suit. That's it. And I packed my Air Force Ones. I wasn't ready to, right? So when I got to Houston, now granted, this is what I talk about the first class. I was talking, Mr. McNair was there to pick me up, flew me down on a plane or whatever, private or whatever, picked me up. They all picked me up. And he was like, you packed light. I was like,
I packed.
I had time.
You said the 45 minutes. It was actually 30. He's like, okay, well, here's what the deal. After we do this stuff, after you do your obligation, you got to do the physical and everything like that. We're going to have somebody pick you up because practice in the afternoon, take you to get situated.
Right.
He said, don't worry about it. That type of stuff. He was always good. He was good. He was very gracious to my dad too.
Yeah.
When he came down, and family, to everybody's family, but in particular mine. I know it changed a little bit, got a little shaky, but I think that was in particular Bill O'Brien. There was a thing with like Jonathan Wells, who was a really good teammate of mine, about his dad couldn't get in practice. It was something like, kind of like a probably new security guy or something, but it can change, man. I mean, it could change your mindset on where you go.
Truth.
And that's everywhere. I'm sure with Pittsburgh Pirates, when they were struggling, nobody wanted to go there, right?
Well, and yet at the end of the day, you can
not the old Beehive Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, no one wants
uniforms.
to go to Pittsburgh anyways.
Remember those uniforms?
Oh yeah, Willie Stargell. Yeah. Oh,
Dave Parker.
Dave Parker. The funny part about this too is that obviously doing more for the players doesn't hurt, but it's also not a guarantee of success because the two highest graded teams, Atlanta and Miami.
Yeah, they need
like Miami's got like A's and A pluses across the board.
That means they need to start doing less.
Heard it.
Hey,
Miami and Atlanta are the NIL of the NFL.
Hey, let me tell you something,
Give
man.
the players
Let me tell you something.
We figured it out, folks.
They need to tell the players, man, all this nice stuff, man. It could all be gone
tomorrow.
Yeah, or you will be jettisoned. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. So, and you know what? Atlanta has a new facility, so they better.
Shout out the Vikings too, though.
They got a new facility though too, so everything's new.
Yeah,
and I think some of these grades are based on some of the stuff being old.
Yeah,
or older or outdated and stuff. Like look at Jacksonville.
How much?
Jackson.
How much of the bad grades do you guys think comes from guys who were another place and then downgraded?
Oh yeah.
You think that's a piece
definitely,
of it?
Definitely comes. That happens. There's no doubt.
It's no different.
When I left New York and went to Vancouver, I gave them how many?
Two
thumbs down immediately.
It's no different than when you go from a winning organization to a team that hadn't won or trying to win, and you're like, oh, I can see why. I can see why you.
I can see why y'all was Garbo.
When I got down there, to Houston, I remember Chris Brown pulled me aside. Chris Brown and Kylie Wong point. He said, hey, man. He said, do you want to be here? Because I was just like, hey, I ain't used to. I came right from college. I go right from winning at the highest level to essentially doing the same thing, going in the playoffs, playing to expansion. I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah.
It took me a month.
Yeah.
Now we was working hard and everything in first class, but knowing how to win, and it's no different than this. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
And it's simple. Like when I was with the Giants, right? You know.
Wait. Before you let me ask this question because I know we got to go.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question real quick. What's the feeling like when you're at that Dungeons and Dragons at the bottom? It feels like you're locked in the toilet and you can't get out, right?
Yeah.
And there's dookie everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you build it up. And you know you're on the verge of a turnaround. And then they send you out.
Yeah, that's what a lot of us in Houston are still a little salty.
Right? Isn't there a saltiness that comes with that?
And I wouldn't say so. I mean,
it was for me. I was salty.
It's a long time ago, but
I was salty.
We were defensive oriented. We had injuries hit us, and the defense bounced back. And so to save their jobs, they kind of blew up the defense. Well, then that's when we get a Hall of Famer in Andre Johnson, and then they bring in Gary Kubiak. Well, we still had tread on the tire, so they jettisoned us. So that is a little tough.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough when you're on the catalyst of a turnaround.
But that won't happen.
And then
anymore,
they send you out.
It won't happen anymore.
It's more frustrating.
Because teams will fire coaches like quick now. So that means they show up. They got to be ready to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No longevity. Get them in and get them out.
Not for long, right?
No fun. Yeah.
Is there an NBA acronym like that, Stricky? If it's not for long, NFL, what is NBA? I don't even know.
No balling allowed?
No, I don't know.
We'll think about it over.
No bribes allowed?
Tell that to Tim Donahue.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's special through March 4th is $1 off crisscross pretzels, buy one, get one free on hot dogs, and $2 off on Piedmontese brats. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, and at 168th and Maple Streets in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
At Lincoln Family Chiropractic, they believe everyone deserves to live a pain-free and active life. Whether it's neck pain, shoulder pain, or lower back pain, Lincoln Family Chiropractic specializes in customized care for every patient to promote faster healing, allowing you to get back to an optimal life. Lincoln Family Chiropractic's team specializes in treatments such as dry needling, cupping therapy, and traditional adjustments. Give Lincoln Family Chiropractic a call today, 402-484-5166. Visit them online at lincolnfamilychiro.com or in person, 1 block south of 70th and 8th Street in Lincoln.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
If If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Rolling right along here during On the Block. Welcome back into another 20 minutes or so for this show before old school and then some district finals action. Girls high school basketball tonight at Lincoln Pius High School. I believe that's where you're at, right, Jay? Going to Pius? Going to the alma mater?
I think it's North Star.
North Star. My bad. That's right.
I hope so.
This segment brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based out of Hallam, Nebraska. They offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today for more info at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. New proposal from the NCAA Football Rules Committee. This has not been voted on. This is not official. It is nothing but a proposal right now. The NCAA Football Rules Committee proposing a change to the rule that would charge a team a timeout or a delay of game penalty for teams whose players appear to fake injuries after a play is over. Part of that would be, obviously determined in live play. Essentially, the new rule being proposed is if medical personnel enter the field to evaluate an injured player after the ball is spotted for the next play, that team would be charged a timeout. If the team is out of timeout, they get a 5-yard delay of game penalty.
And this starts at what time frame?
After the ball is spotted for the next play.
This is throughout the whole game?
Throughout the whole game.
Oh, wow.
Second one to
I thought they should limit it to a time frame. I'm not I think they should limit it to a time frame if that happens, because it's understandable
But what's the
the flow of the game.
It's all subjective, but then
It's subjective.
But then what if somebody's actually hurt? How are you going to tell?
No,
somebody?
here's what's crazy.
That's the part, is that it's after the ball is already spotted for the next play. So if you go down during the course of action, you're down on the field, it's fine. But if it's spotted, then you start cramping.
Or
what's crazy.
You get the Jason Kidd hit me with the drink thing on the sideline.
Here's what's crazy. You ready? Crucial moments. I believe every team looks at rules and tries to figure out how they can take it to the brink of usage for whatever rule to try to work around it.
Yeah, the loophole.
They always will try to find it, we've seen it with players, with coaches. Okay, so here's what I think would probably happen. There will be the significance of a game, if it's to get to a playoff game, if it's to win a playoff game, if it's to in conference, in division type of, like, if we don't win this one, we don't have a chance because now they've got the one up on it. Here's where I think you see they go to the next level. And the next level is going to be lay your butt down until the cart comes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a program. Like they talked about it, practiced it, discussed it. If we get to this situation, or if they're playing that team, I think they go next level and say, wait for the cart. Bump the injury, the cramp, wait for the cart, because they're going to have to show that it goes beyond what Jay just said. It goes beyond just the normal injury.
Normal bumps and bruises, normal cramping or whatever. And this is where I get what they're going for with the rule, but my understanding was it wasn't as much of a problem after the ball was spotted. I thought it was more, you stayed down after the play. I mean, when the ball is spotted and then you start cramping, that's really obvious, and there probably should be a penalty in place. But I still don't think this solves the major issue, right? Where a guy stays down after a play, you pause the game, you get essentially a free timeout, and then he's back in the next play. I've always been a fan of the proposal.
That don't happen.
Sometimes it does.
They're in the next play?
Or like sit out one play and then they're right back in.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
They're not actually missing extended time.
Okay.
Which, if they're better, okay, great. Glad they're not actually hurt. But
I think that should be a tell.
I think that should be a tell. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to fake that injury, I don't think that player should be allowed back that drive unless you spend a timeout.
Ooh.
Because then, it actually punishes you if you don't have a timeout and you have to, give your defense a break or whatever. You're going to be without a player. Now, you could sub in for a play, have someone that you won't miss, a backup, second or third string player do that. And okay, again, there's the loophole. But I don't think the situation the committee is coming up with here, where you're taking a dive after the ball's already spotted, is nearly as common as you just stay down right after the play, you get a free timeout, you take one play off, and then you're right back in. That's the thing that I think needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's no way to perfect or to really, really police it. They're just trying anything, and it's detailed. I've been in some of those meetings. It's when you got take a dive, and sometimes you just do it on an extended drives, or you're trying to lessen the advantage of Indianapolis when the Colts offense pretty much took the league by storm. It was somewhat hurry up because Peyton was at the line of scrimmage. And they weren't subbing much, and they were able to run the ball and pass the ball at will, and nobody could stop them. I think now with these college kids, they just don't know how to. I think that they just need to do a better job to make it look realistic, and you won't get the angst. But I think there was a game. I forget what game it was. I think it was even the home game when we played Michigan that year. We almost beat them when Scott was here. There's when we were rolling them, and they started to do it. I think it could curtail a little bit. You're not going to stop it because I will tell you this: some teams in the NFL or in college have guys that part of their job is to study the rules and study. And you know what? In the offseason, you kind of send in, hey, well, you could send in 3 plays to the, head of Big Ten officials.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what play is a penalty? What play isn't? So then, therefore, now it's good for them, the officials, and also good for the team. So, we shall see. I just think it's some of it gets a little bit, egregious, but then also I think you shouldn't see it as much because when the offense subs, you got to allow the defense to sub so you're able to catch your breath. So you're getting a little bit more time, plus to being able to talk in the microphone, to not have this so much. So hopefully they're covering all their bases.
Which rule change would you guys rather see? This one that we just talked about the charging a timeout and or the delay of game penalty. Would you rather that get fixed first or college football's targeting rule? Which is more important?
Targeting. The missing the half and all that stuff. I don't like that. I don't like it. Now I think there should be different levels of targeting. A wide, Wan'Dale Robinson, he was 5'9"?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm pretty much 6'3". Him coming across the middle and me trying to get to his target area and he crunches up, That
You're screwed.
I'm screwed, right? Now the ones where I'm head hunting,
Vontae's perfect.
yeah, those get them out of the game because there's nowhere that could hurt somebody else. So I think those are the ones you want them to miss a half, but the ones that are letter of the law, bang bang plays, knock them for 15, and then if you keep doing it 2 or 3 times a game, then I get it. I mean, heck, was it Shiloh Sanders against UCLA?
Yeah.
Where the running back scrunched down so low and he just kind of bump tackled him. Technically, it's targeting. Realistically, it's just a physical play.
Yeah, I don't like the way that they target because there are certain situations. I think when you especially go to the replay and you see things like that, a guy falling, I'm at my level, a guy gets tripped and he comes to my level and we happen to hit helmets. Not that I was attacking the helmet, not that I was going down. It's just like
there's no wiggle room.
There's no wiggle room, and I don't like that. They're just go. See, this is the one thing that I talked, Jay. I don't think you were here the day, but actually we were talking post game, and I was talking about how, as a referee, the best referees know how to referee the gray, and there's gray areas in sports and basketball that there's whistles that you don't put on, you put in. You understand the significance of emotion. You have to take into account even coaches' emotion, all these different things. And that to me is a situation where certain situations are not an attack on, but they're just going by the ink of the rule as opposed to understanding the gray area of the situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and I think that's weird.
I think the best refs put themselves in the players' perspective and police the game that way, and they generally have control of the game as well, and they get the most respect. I think it's too easy to think you're going to get a check in the good referee box by doing the targeting. Oh well, you number one, you can affect the outcome of the game because with
and the next game
and the
partial.
next game and seasons and jobs and careers. I just think in general, the targeting thing, missing a half in a game, or if it's in the second half, you miss the next game, right?
Yeah, half of the next game.
Half of the next game. I just think it's too much. I think it's way too much. And I think it was way too much always from the beginning. I think remember a few years ago when it first came out with the cornerback and we were playing Purdue.
Yeah.
And they threw an out route. Maybe it was Cam Taylor Britt or whatever. And it was a bang bang play.
And quarterbacks are now starting to stretch the rules.
Now that's what they
and they're doing it. Like they're doing
slides.
This the half slides, the fake slides, the late slide, all of it, and everybody's gonna take it to the letter of the law. And I don't like it. It makes the game. Look, I love the old Ronnie Lott days. You know what I'm saying? I know you did too.
You would amputated your fingers.
Like come on over here. Come right on in the middle.
Yeah.
And catch this post and let me light you on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even
Jay's
do
eyes
that
lit
now.
up. Can you see Jay's eyes light up when you said that?
I know because he understands what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like these cats come across the middle now, and they still sometimes pull hands, and they don't really have to as much.
Yeah.
They don't get hit the same way that they used to.
You get touched one time though, you ain't never gonna forget it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reach out and touch them. That's what we used to call it.
Yeah. I mean, if you gonna pay them all the money,
yeah,
right? If you're gonna pay them all the money, I need to be able to touch them. Make sure they getting they just due on the pay. Shoot.
Tell them.
Sorry. That's why I wouldn't play receiver.
Yeah, back then you got a nice target area, Strick.
I wasn't playing receiver. Yeah. I was coming to get him though.
But today you're playing receiver.
Pause.
You're getting paid. You're getting paid to play receiver today.
Oh, but no, I still would go on the other side.
Well, he's kicked out of the league in 3 years for too many personal foul penalties.
Now, if I could have been that hybrid Jimmy Graham type tight end, where I might have thought about something.
Three more inches vertically, my friend.
What you trying to say, my boy?
I'm trying to say you're 6'3", not 6'6", like Jimmy Graham.
Trying to be funny.
That's all I'm trying to say. Nothing more, nothing less. I know you play up. I know you play up.
Go to break. We got.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with zero down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Back one final time for the week here during On the Block. Austin Orman, Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman with you. This final segment brought to you by League One Volleyball Omaha. The inaugural season is underway. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national team players, and national champions, all as a part of the Love Volleyball Omaha team. You can watch them play at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. You can get your tickets online at lovboma.com. Name John Gruden was brought up. John Gruden reinstated into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Ring of Honor. How about that? I didn't realize they even took him down.
I didn't know either, but hey, there's two ways to recover from stuff. And I'd have to go back and check the emails. I don't necessarily.
You know what did it? What some of the Bucs are crediting for doing it was some stories Lane was telling at Monty's visitation or celebration
About
when he
Gruden?
passed.
About Gruden?
About Gruden, yeah.
What did he say?
I don't know. Enough to get him reinstated, though.
Got him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the stuff that he was saying, was 1,000% wrong. I don't necessarily. I remember listening to like somebody that played for him. I don't necessarily know. Now, I'll be I'm fully capable of being corrected. I don't know if the things he was saying. I'm not even gonna say. I don't think he was saying racist stuff, but some of the stuff he was saying
needs to not be said.
He shouldn't have been saying. Now, I don't know. The other dudes was saying it though, like through emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just.
He wasn't necessarily disagreeing with them, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, look,
My
they're always what do people usually do? They find the Lord, and then look. He's good on TV. He's back with the bar stools and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets another coaching job. This is the first step. This is kind of like the teaser to see how people get uproar.
He can go coach Strick's Dallas Cowboys.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
My
pattern is full of Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah, that's not a full pattern.
Hey, my favorite clip of John Gruden was he was with the Raiders. He's like, we need better execution. And then he went after that. He's like, we need better blankety blank execution. I was like, hey, he went from 0 to 100 quick.
Just like that.
Hey, just like it wasn't nothing.
Okay.
Like Jerry Gray.
I would say you've mentioned Jerry Gray. Stricky, who's the coach that you had that went from 0 to 100 the quickest?
What was that?
A coach of yours at any level that went 0 to 100 on you real quick.
Like went from real calm to mad. Like
just like turned up in a hurry.
Nelly.
Big Don
Nelson. Yeah, man. Big Don. For sure.
Hey, Jerry Gray got a crunk on us so quick. I was like, dang. Hey, I was like, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny Nee always hit 100?
Well, Danny was up there too. Danny could, yeah.
Was he 0 to 100 or is he just 100?
No, he could be chill, but he can New York flip real quick. Yeah. Yeah, Danny was up there. Yeah, there's no doubt.
And I think it's a different time. I don't think you can do it. I think kids are, guys are a little bit more sensitive and they don't respond as well to that, which is weird to me. It's just weird to me where you can't coach people hard.
I would love to know if that's actually true, if that's just the narrative.
I think it's a little bit of both. But also I think those guys that don't want to be coached, they'll never reach their potential. Because there comes a time and place that where the rubber is going to hit the road.
I'm going to make this argument. Tell me if I'm off base or not. I think that, human nature is human nature. We all have personalities and whatnot. My take on this is going to be, I think you can still coach guys hard. You just don't hear about it from them because they're okay with it. But now you hear more about the quote unquote tough coaching, the tough love from more players that don't accept it because they have more platforms to talk about it.
Yeah. And
is that fair?
Yeah. As long as it's not personal, as long as it's justified, a true athlete will not have a problem with it. They might not like it, but they won't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a difference. If it's not personal, and when you get in your car and you're going back to the dorms or your apartment, you're like, yeah, I did mess up cover 3. It is the base.
Yeah.
It is the base of our defense. Yeah, I was late. And if you got a good locker room, yeah, Strick, you can't be late. Yeah, Jay, you can't be late. Yeah, you mad? I'm mad for you. But at the end of the day, you're still late or whatever it is. Then you're fine.
Strick, for you, who's one of those coaches that did a good job of coaching you hard but never got personal?
I would probably say Jim O'Brien with Boston. He was really good. I thought he was good at being able to understand the nuance of the relationships, to get the most out of young guys like Paul and Antoine, to help them to understand that if we're going to be good, they have to maintain a level of responsibility, bring in that practice, and then dealing with the other guys in whatever way that he knew he could. He was good at that. Yeah.
Love it. Let's call that a week here during On the Block.
Love it.
Jay, you sticking around for old school? You got a basketball game to call. What's the decision?
I can do one short segment.
We'll do one short segment.
Yeah.
It's a deal. He's strict. You down at PBA tomorrow with me, partner?
No, I won't be down there tomorrow.
Bummer.
But I will be on the post game.
Bet.
Yeah.
Good enough. 1 o'clock tip-off, Nebraska and Minnesota. Tomorrow post game will be right at 3. East Strick and I will take you home with that. Jackson will be on the board. Looking forward to his introduction to men's basketball post game. Thanks to Nebco for their sponsorship here of On the Block. Blockheads, appreciate you chiming in all day here on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Don't go anywhere. A little bit of old school before high school hoops later tonight here on The Ticket.